Nigel Davis is a grandmaster that has a lot of experience as a coach and a trainer, and in this book he focuses on club players, how they can improve. So he uses examples from his own games, from his teaching practice, and he reveals what he thinks are the key elements that make up a strong chess player, okay, and gives you an idea how to acquire those skills, okay. So this is important, and of course here there are some very interesting games, position. There are also 2 final chapters with some tactical position and technical positions that you need to know. So the book, it's complete. It's a very small volume, so it can be acquired by everyone. Why? Because honestly, I think I paid it like $4, so it's not a big deal, right? I believe that the wisdom from the books can help you improve. But like Davis says, he says, look guys, it's not really the opening that you must study, because it's not over the nuances of the opening that a club player becomes strong. And he shows you some example. Let me show you this because it's really interesting. Okay. So he says, most chess games are decided not by theoretical nuances or complex strategy, but rather by one player missing a move or idea that his opponent has seen. This may sound rather basic in this high-tech era of chess. So I don't know, when was it printed? In 2000. Okay, high-tech. But games are often decided by most primitive means, even at top level. Just in case you believe that world champions never miss anything, take a look at the following game, played by Bobby Fischer's successor, Anatoly Karpov. This game was played in 1993, and it was Christiansen white, Karpov black. Christiansen starts with d4 and Karpov plays a knight f6, c4, e6, knight f3, b6, a3, bishop a6, queen c2, bishop b7, knight c3, c5, e4, c takes d4, knight takes d4, knight c6, knight takes c6, bishop takes c6, and bishop f4, knight h5, and bishop e3. At this point, Karpov plays a move. What do you think Karpov is going to play? Obviously, he wants to take the king out of the center, right? And so what he played was bishop d6. But this is a huge blunder. Do you know why? So try to think and know why, okay? Pause the video and watch it. Obviously it was queen d1. Why? Because he attacked this and this at the same time, and so the game was over already at that point. Now there is another game that I want to show you, that it's between Garry Kasparov and Judith Polgar at Linares 1994. Okay, this is a little interesting, and this is why I like Davis, because obviously he has experience as a grandmaster, he has seen it all and takes out some stuff that maybe today's chess player which came to play chess after the Queen's Gambit Netflix series may not know. Okay, so here Nigel Davis writes, now take a look at the following example from the game between Judith Polgar and Garry Kasparov at Linares 1994. This is the famous hand of God position in which Kasparov played knight c5, reportedly let the piece go, and then played knight f8 instead. What happened here is the following. For those who didn't know, I think Judith Polgar, I don't know if she went to the restroom or she was watching our games, and Kasparov moved while she wasn't at the board. Okay? The problem is, once you let your piece go, it's done. And how do we know that Kasparov let his piece go? Because you understand that famous people like Kasparov and Polgar, they have their chessboard recorded. Okay? So the game was recorded by video cameras. Because obviously the strongest woman of all time and the greatest chess player of all time were important. And so they know that he let it go. But he let it go and took it back and then did this. No? And he said, no, I didn't let it go. Okay. Because once you let it go, the move is done. And it seems that the comment by Judith Polgar at that time was, what, you did that to me? Okay, but now, why this move is so wrong, right? Because, as you can see, it cuts the control of this rook on c6, okay? So once you play this, c6 is not controlled by the rook anymore. And so, this is the end, right? And so, why Nigel Davis is showing us this example? Because he says, no, if it can happen to the likes of Karpov and Kasparov, then let's not kid ourselves, it can happen to anybody. What is noteworthy about these mistakes is that they were one-move blunders. Just imagine how many tactics are missed a few moves into our calculations. I know how many oversights I make myself during my own games, yet I also know that my ability to see ahead is what helps me win most of my games, even against fellow grandmasters. It shows that my opponents must be missing even more than I do, even if they don't admit it. Okay? So, this is two interesting games that he shows us, and then there is one of his games, but of course there are many of his games that I want to show in other videos. For the moment, enjoy this little introduction to the Chess Player's Battle Manual written by Nigel Davis, a book that can be worth having if you are interested in improve yourself as a chess player and getting to know a grandmaster that has written a lot of books. Thank you for watching.